Hello, people. In the last video, I was speaking about being productive, and I understand that it is something that is um, the crux of our life, and we like to be productive. We like to be at the top of our game. We like to uh, earn acclaim and validation from people. But then again, I happen to just sign off from work and I took a few hours of break while I was doing nothing. Mostly I was just walking around, looking at the sun and, being calm, quiet, and peaceful with myself. Now, I wanted to understand and be more vocal about being a little unproductive. So now that I have spoken about being productive, I wanted to know that is it also okay to be a little unproductive, especially these days when things are so chaotic, when things are so out of control, when things are so uh, limitless and costly. Now, first of all, you have to understand that um, irrespective of what kind of a uh, social or economical background you come from, whether you are poor or rich, or whether you are, building yourself up, or, whether you are somebody who has to think a lot about these things, especially money, or whether you are somebody who doesn't have to care. Maybe you are this lucky and usual human being. In any case, it is most human to be productive, to be able to do something, even if you are just staring. Now, uh, once I had read this quote somewhere where the person was telling that it is impossible that you are never doing anything. You are always doing something. So, why is it that being unproductive and not doing anything is also important? So that you can remember. It is important to be unproductive so that you can remember, so that your mind can heal. See, right now, as I'm speaking, I mean, this is a mental exercise that you can do. The next time you, um, the next time you uh, take a break and start to speak all over again, notice how it feels around your head. You can feel that there are some activities going on in your brain, right? And around the eyes. Now, why is it that? From a very simple way of speaking, it is all about your brain doing the work, sending messages from one corner to the other. It is just the nerves that are being active. Now, on a more medical point of view, the benefit of being a little unproductive is that you get to engage more with your surroundings. And how do you do it? For example, you have worked for a lot of days, okay? Let's say from Monday to Friday, or maybe even Saturday. And for some people, most people work even on Sundays. You have done a lot of work. Towards the Sunday night, you just decide that, I am going to, like, you don't wait for, you know, I am exhausted or something. You just lower down the to-do list, you put it aside, and you just chill, you just relax. Okay, now what happens when you gather up the courage to do this? You start to observe that there are so many things out there. There probably is the market out there that you have never been to, or it might just be that you have been to the market, but you have not been that present around the market. And it can also be that you have been to um, you have been to a particular place, but you have never observed that place. Okay, so sorry, this is what you get to do when you stay unproductive. Now, how to be unproductive in this world, especially if you're a person who is a bread earner, who is doing some work, how to be unproductive? It might be that you can just lie about a medical condition and you can just get under the blanket and spend hours doing nothing. Okay. You can also just you can also just be absent from everything and just be happy about how life is going on so far and be thankful that about the things that you have and you just be restive. And what happens if you continue to do this for a very long time? It is a great thing. First of all, we must encourage being unproductive as well, along with being productive. In this world, I have come, I have a lot of complaint regarding the thing that I'm going to put across is that there is a very minimal level of encouragement regarding being productive or being unproductive. We hardly look around and see the many troubles that somebody else is doing, going through, picking up battles, etc., etc., to be productive. And also, when somebody is being unproductive, we hardly encourage the efforts that somebody has put across, the many excuses they have made, probably, the many overthinking that they have done to be that unproductive, to be that lazy. Now, laziness comes with a cost, and being active also comes with a cost. Okay. So, there are these times when sometimes I wish I could just, if not even sleep. I mean, sometimes to me, sleeping feels like a work. Okay. Wish I could just lie down. Or I wish I could just do nothing. Like, just do nothing. Okay. I wish I could just keep on walking. Like, just yesterday, I was walking outside in front of my house uh, on the road. And what happened is that I kept on walking and I lost the track of time. And I was doing nothing else. I was just walking. And my family members, they were calling me back at home for dinner. And I kept on forgetting the time. And I said that, okay, just 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Let me keep on walking. And I kept on walking. And, for me, that thing was unproductive because, of course, I had a lot of things to do. And the next thing is that, you know, just a few days before that, I was traveling by the local train. I was returning home from a event. Actually, it was a wedding, and me, my parents, and friends from my neighbor had gone to this place, and we were returning home. And I noticed that there is this like the trains, they were slowing down. The closer we were getting home, the trains were slowing down, and I felt like if only, you know I could just stop time, just like that. So what is it that we are not doing enough? Sometimes being productive feels that we are not being enough productive. But I mean, I it feels like it has been just 2 hours that I had started the day, and suddenly it is like seven, almost 7, 8. It is 7, 8 in the evening. Soon it will be dinner time, it will be night, and the day will be gone. Next day, then the next day, then the next day. So, what is it? Why do we always feel that things are not enough? Like when I deal with life like this, things seem uh, things seem little, and only my efforts seem like something that is important. It is as if there is an assurance from some source that my efforts will reach somewhere. My efforts, my like it is as if I have control on the situation, and whatever I do will bring me good luck, good results. It will not only be fruitful, it will be the most fruitful thing that I have done. I will be ushered with praises, happiness, etc. But sometimes it does get on the nerves. Sometimes it does. Why? Because, first of all, we have to understand that it is not just us that we are living in the world. There are many people out there, okay? They are also putting their efforts. And that is precisely why that probably people, maybe people don't realize enough that sometimes we don't have everything under our control. And it is okay to look at the world in this way, that not everything that we want will be our way, and at the same time, be a little unproductive, that it is okay. But then again, like, why do I vouch for being productive? If you are productive for days after days after days, you know, like, you will find it easier that you just shut off, take a vacation of a few days, and don't do any work. And don't even, like, you don't even need to book a hotel, book the train tickets, and go somewhere, like, sit there, do that thing, and be productive. And you know, you don't need to go on a vacation somewhere out of the city. You can just be at home and enjoy life as is. Maybe you can just stare out through the window. Maybe you can just be, like, have a very long chat with yourself, stare at the cats walking past the streets, etc., etc. So, this is life, you know. Why do I think that this is the best way of leading life, that you get to be productive, continue to be productive, and then take a few days out, and then it's okay. Be stupid, be unproductive, be irritating, be the person who stops natural progress of life. That is absolutely okay. Now, what happens when unproductivity becomes a trend? Okay, a few years back, I was met with this idea of slow living, of letting go, of looking towards the brighter side of life. And I adhere to that principle till now. I love to live very slowly. I love to look at the brighter side of life. I love to, like, engage in doing nothing, just listening to my own thoughts, meditate for hours. Now, what, in my opinion, is the problem with this kind of a mentality? First of all, resources are becoming thinner these days. So is our sources of mental peace. As a consequence, our mental health is getting affected. Okay, we don't see our loved ones that often because of the busyness, and when we ask them if we could make the demand for them to leave the job, don't go out, stay at home, and when they counter ask you that what about the lifestyle that you require, what about the cost of these things, so do we have a proper answer? Now, there was a time when we did have a proper answer. That why be this greedy? Why should we even go out? Why should we do certain things? Okay? Why should we consider even having a proper work to do? Why should we consider having an identity? Why should we consider having a proper circle of friends? When we can just be spiritual, be meditative, concern ourselves about how life is, how happy everything is, and be happy. Count on your blessings, be grateful. But this is also true that everything is getting costlier. If only I could reach out to the people out there. I mean, now let's imagine that there is somebody who decides, this one person, one human being who decides what how costly the world will be. I wish I could tell them that, can you just make things for free? Can you make things available for free? If things were available for free, then I could just rest. I could just not work. But things are not for free. Long back, I had this was the time when I was not so sure about what is it that I want to do with my life. And I happened to, look I happened to just look. Uh, I was watching this TED talk where there was a female who was speaking about, she would spend days inside home thinking what is a true calling in life. Whereas when she walked out, and she decided to do a job, any job, okay, and she was mentioning that, for for that phase of her life, the most happy thing was to just wake up, prepare herself for her work, carry the bag to office, and do the job. And that has stayed with her for her entire life. Now, if somebody loses out on this drugs of life, what happens? Um, they can live a little in a little risky way, and it's okay, it's absolutely okay to lose out on life. Okay, it is absolutely okay to not think much, and just chill, just relax, be a little happier, and like eat that fruit, focus on how your health is. And sometimes it feels better. Sometimes when I am lazy, I feel more positive. When I am not working, I feel happier and I feel positive. But then when I resume work, I feel a kind of a nervous nervousness or an anger or a sadness that, oh my god, I have been lazier than I should have been. I could have just continued to work, irrespective of how I felt. So I think it is us who has to put across our standards, our demands to the people that we are surrounded by. Why? Because this is how misconceptions, mistaken identities, and extreme amount of demand grows within a family, within a friend circle. Today, if I have this friend who is okay to do everything, I will put that, I will reach out to that friend. But when the friend tells it out to me that, I really wish I could help you out more with this, but I just cannot, then I get to realize that, okay, this person is not a superhuman being. She's not a superhuman being. I get to be productive as well. She will help me, but I also have to help myself. And if I am waiting for help, I have to wait. Now, it is the same thing about work, making money, earning things for your surroundings. Maybe you are earning things for yourself. Sometimes maybe you need to have this conversation with even with yourself that it's okay. Maybe if I'm working that hard, I will be able to afford what not. Probably a lot of good things. But if I decide not to look so much out there into what I have, what I don't have, then I might be able to stick to the basics of life and also enjoy life. And that will help us to bring down the necessity of the necessity of understanding what kind of work one person needs to do. Okay, so if a person, like I have seen a lot of my colleagues, my friends, my neighbors, uh, struggle with the idea about what is the calling in their life. So immediately it is impossible to stop and just focus on oneself. It might be a little distressing, it might be a little sad that you cannot do what you want to do. But at the same time, if you lower down your expectations, it's okay. Be unproductive for some part of your life and then continue with life as is. Then you might be able to focus that, okay, this is what I really want. And you can check whether you want to carry on with where you are, or you want to upgrade, or just stay in a relaxed mood. But what I have told in my previous video, it is also important to carry on where you are. Okay, because sometimes it does, sometimes work seems very uh, stressful. Just getting out of bed seems stressful. So in these cases, like, I would repeat what I have said. Just be happy that you have work. Just be happy that you are alive. Just be happy. Be super happy about things. And yeah, it is, and carry on with life as is.